Good morning, brothers and sisters from all across the world, to another morning heart devotion, and a special happy birthday to America, the July 4th. And let's start off this morning devotion with a greeting to our Heavenly Parent and true parents. 천징 참부님께 경배! 바로! And I'd like to invite up Reverend Milhan Stevens to lead us in the family pledge.
가정맹세 1. 천혜의극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 본향 땅을 찾아 본연의 창조의 상인 지상 천국과 천상 천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다. 2. 천혜의극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 장부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 중심, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 성자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 3. 천혜의극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 4대 심정권과 3대 왕권과皇族권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 4. 천혜의극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님의 창조의 상인 천주대 가족을 형성하여 자유와 평화와 통일과 행복의 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 5. 천혜의극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 천상세계와 대상적 지상세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진화할 것을 맹세하나이다. 6. 천혜의극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 장부모님의 태신 가정으로서 천운을 움직이는 가정이 되어 하늘의 축복을 주변에 연결시키는 가정을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 7. 천혜의극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 본연의 혈통과 연결된 위하는 생활을 통하여 심정문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 8. 천혜의극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 천혜의극 시대를 맞이하여 절대신앙, 절대사랑, 절대복종으로 신인의 일체 이상을 이루어 지상천국과 천상천국의 해방권과 석방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Thank you, Reverend Milhan. And now to open us up in prayer, I'd like to invite up Mr. Ken Owens. So Mr. Ken Owens, if you can please unmute yourself.
Let us pray. Our most beloved Heavenly Parent, true parents in heaven, earth, and humankind. Heavenly Parent, we are grateful that we can have this new week, which we be able to send upon you and our true parents' hearts. Through this new day, new time, new era, our true parents are now bringing forth the Chung of your heart throughout the world. The providence is moving fast now, thanks to our true parents. And because of your heart, our true parents are bringing victory. Every day we are striving to accomplish will in a much deeper way and in accomplishing your will. But most importantly, our responsibility is to liberate your sons and daughters who are still lost. We pray, Father, that today we be able to inherit more of that same determination to fulfill our responsibility through this internal guidance we're receiving this morning, through our local churches, and then also through the national service. We're grateful, Heavenly Parents, that we can start this new week centered upon you and this time. And we pray that someday, when the Chung is finally established, it will also be a worldwide celebration like it is here with July 4th, that we be able to celebrate that welcoming day of independence and Chung. We're grateful, Heavenly Parents, that we can accomplish your will today. May we give you happiness and joy and inspire others to do your will. Thank you so much for this glorious opportunity. We report this Owens family name, a blessed central family. Aju.
아주 thank you, Ken Owens.
Amen.
정미영 권사님, thank you.
Yeah, she'll be here soon.
Thank you, Mr. Owens. And with that, brothers and sisters, let's take some time to share our appreciation and gratitude for today with each other in breakouts. So when you are prompted at breakouts, please join accept. And also, if you're joining here by yourself, please take this time to reflect your appreciation points. So let us go into our breakouts. And welcome back, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful time sharing with each other your appreciation points and gratitude points. And to be able to share with the whole group, right now I'd like to first invite up Mrs. Miyako Lam. So Mrs. Miyako Lam, if you can please unmute yourself and share with everybody.
Good morning. This morning I share with the group of the people. Yesterday I went to my daughter's house. She's married and have two children, which are my grandchildren, and I really appreciate it. I'm so sorry for Dr. Yong. I'm so enjoyed play with my grandchildren, and just naturally going toward my love going toward my grandchildren. And so I really hope, just like my husband and I did, previous marriage couples, receiving blessing from two parents, and everything set up in 40 day separation, 3-day ceremony, and then divine principle lecture, donation, everything go through it. And I really hoping they can receive the blessing. From beginning, kind of some way, somehow, my goal was 2023. Stuck into my head. I really hope, and my future generation, if I didn't fulfill that, somebody have to take over my responsibility. So I'm very serious to think about future children. So I'm hoping they're gonna come with me and mix it Trinity.
That's why you need to have a lot of 짝사랑 prayer and 정성 for your grandchildren. A lot of 정성. Yeah.
Thank you.
정성 works. Thank you so much, Mieko-san.
Thank you, Miyako-san, for that wonderful sharing. And next, I'd like to invite up our dear brother, Mr. Stephen Gab. So, Mr. Stephen Gab, if you can please unmute yourself and share.
Good morning. Good morning, Dr. Yong, and all brothers and sisters. I had the honor to be with Milhan one-to-one, which was really precious. I always see him as kind of like a figure that I can respect as like a son, a second generation. So we had a beautiful just sharing together. I was sharing, actually, I'm always inspired by our brothers that are amazing ability to reach out to the top VIPs. I think that when we see these rallies, we don't really fully appreciate just how much investment, how much time, just how much prayer our brothers do, like Tom McDivitt, Mike Jenkins, Larry Moffat, all these great people, Angelica Sell, they reach out to the very best that are there to try to bring the VIPs to our True Mother. And that's always moving to me and amazing to me that they work on that level. And yeah, it's very, very beautiful to see. And it was inspiring when we have rallies. There's so many events that happened this last year, so many victories by, for True parents that it's always moving and inspiring to see that. We had many victories in my own work in the Kirov Academy, but it's always every year we go through this struggle to find our way, to find our sponsorship, and so Milham was saying, well, maybe you can be always grateful for the struggle every year. So I have to be grateful for that, and hoping that we can definitely move forward. There were many victories that the students won, many awards, both in ballet and in music, and amazing things. We doubled our enrollment to 100 students. So there are many positive things that are happening, but it's also every year we go through this trauma to find out whether we're going to exist. And
Yeah,
That's true. Anyway, I'm grateful to be here and grateful, especially for these morning devotions. It's amazing to have the privilege to speak to live people every morning. I remember as a city leader in Buffalo and Pittsburgh, you never saw anybody for years sometimes. So to come every morning and see brothers and sisters and hear spiritual food, this is an honor. It's like, it reminds me of being in Korea and going to the palace. You had a privilege sometimes to go to the palace to hear true parents and hear the Hundake. And so it reminds me of that. Thank you, Dr. Yong.
Thank you.
Thank you, brothers and sisters.
Thank you, Stephen Gab. I really love your passion. Whatever you do, some mission, how much you are passionate. I really love your passion, and you are doing really great work as a travel messiah in the Philippines and also in Korea, everywhere. I'm so much inspired to see your such kind of a passion. Thank you very much. God bless you.
감사합니다.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gab, for your wonderful sharing. And now, brothers and sisters, for the meat of Morning Heart Devotion, let us open up our hearts and our minds to receive God's words through our Continental Director, Dr. Chunshik Yong. So, good morning, Dr. Yong.
Good morning. 안녕하세요. Good morning. Good morning. My dear brothers and sisters, clergy and ambassador for peace, 안녕하십니까? Today is American Independence Day, 245th anniversary. Wow, really congratulate to America. I think everybody need to have a really beautiful day today. Today, I'd like to talk about the true meaning of sacrifice. And today's message is from True Mother's Memoir, page 65 and 66. I'd like to invite beautiful our Heavenly Honey to read Mother's Memoir.
My mother officially joined the Unification Church in Seoul on December 15th, 1955. Early in the following year, a small yet historic first step was made as the Chuncheon Unification Church convened its first public Sunday service at a home in Yaksadong. I was a young girl of 13 who had just graduated from Bongui Elementary School. One day, when the sun was shining brightly, my mother said to me, "Let's go to Seoul for the day." Without knowing why we were going, I followed her. That was the day I first met Father Moon. Changpadong Church, where we met, was a small 2-story wooden house. The Korean government had categorized it as enemy property because it had been owned by the Japanese during their occupation of our country. It was more like a home than a church. I greeted Father Moon politely, and as he returned the greeting, he asked my mother, "Who is this child?" "This is my daughter," she replied. With a look of surprise, Father Moon gazed at me as he said to my mother, "You have such a pretty daughter." He then closed his eyes as if in meditation and asked my name. I politely replied, "My name is Hak Shahan." As if struck by something, Father Moon spoke very softly to himself. Hak Shahan has been born in Korea. Hak Shahan has been born in Korea. Hak Shahan has been born in Korea. After saying this 3 times, he began expressing gratitude to God, saying, "You sent such a magnificent daughter named Hak Shahan to Korea. Thank you." Then Father Moon spoke to me as if he were asking me to gather my resolve. "Hak Shahan, You will need to make sacrifices in the future. Yes, I replied, surprised at my own forwardness. On the way home on the train, my mother and I thought the encounter was curious. How strange, she said. Why would he repeat that you were born in Korea 3 times? As we fell into silence, I contemplated the word sacrifice. The word Father Moon used took on a meaning different from what I had learned in textbooks. What he was alluding to was a higher dimension of sacrifice, a nobler and more complete sacrifice. What you sacrifice is important, but why you make that sacrifice is even more important. As I listened to the rhythmic rumble of the train and looked out the window at the scenery as it slipped by, I couldn't stop thinking about what Father Moon had said. I thought about what I might need to sacrifice for. From that day, the word sacrifice was engraved in my heart. Thinking back as the person called to live as the mother of peace, I realized that over time, sacrifice became a name I could call myself.
Oh, thank you, Heavenly Honey. Beautiful speech. True Mother said that after meeting True Father when she was young, the words that True Father must make a lot of sacrifices in the future became a topic of discussion throughout her life. True Mother came to realize that sacrifice means something other than the sacrifice that parents make for their children. True Mother learned that the sacrifice True Father was talking about was referring to a higher dimension of sacrifice, a nobler and more complete sacrifice. As True Mother learned later, she realized that the sacrifice was a sacrifice that True Mother had to live for as a mother of peace. And let's find out what True Mother means by the word sacrifice through True Father's word. I'd like to mention True Father's word here. Father saying that love accompanies sacrifice. Please, Heavenly Father, Heavenly Honey, to read.
Love accompanies sacrifice. What is God's core? None other than love. What is the core of love? Sacrifice. Without sacrifice, love is not love. Based on this fundamental law, we can understand how God so loved the world that he has continuously sacrificed himself for all humanity, even up until the present day. You have to understand this point. So why is it necessary to sacrifice? Because without sacrificing, you cannot exist solely for your object. Sacrifice is the process by which I can become a true person.
Thank you, Heavenly Honey. Actually, this Father's word, love, accompanies sacrifice all the time. Actually, this word changed my life completely. You know, many people doesn't like to sacrifice. However, when you recognize and understand the meaning of the love accompanies a sacrifice. If you truly understand the meaning of true love and the meaning of sacrifice, I think you can have a life-changing experience. True love is unconditionally to sacrifice for the sake of others with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might. Parents willingly seek to sacrifice for the sake of their children. Where there is true love, there is sacrifice all the time. That's why, my brothers and sisters, one thing we need to know, I repeat again and again and again. True love always requires sacrifice. That's why Father said, without sacrifice, love is not love. True love must pay a price. Many people think that love can only be obtained. Love is just joy, just happiness. Why does love need to sacrifice? However, you should know that true love always requires sacrifice. Then since I came to understand meaning of true love and sacrifice, I don't like to get anything free of charge. If I just get, free of charge, does not make any sense. That not belong to me. If I do not pay the price, if I do not have any sacrifice for something, that result not belong to me. And it is said that all love will flow without the effort that must be made sincere and sacrifice. Love does not come for free. We need to know about that. Many people just want to get happiness without paying the sacrifice. Many people love free of charge. But anything you get with a free of charge, that result not belong to you. Always I am saying that no pain, no gain. That's why willingly, happily, unconditionally, voluntarily, you need to pay the price. Then true love become really true love. Many people do not understand this point. Love, just happy, enjoyable. And then came to each other, just make love. Many people do not understand the nature of true love. The nature of true love requires all the time sacrifice. Just as a mother pays the price of death. When giving birth to a child, true love can only become true love when it pays the price. Right? If you just obtain something, without any paying the price, that result does not belong to you. Just goes away. Come and go. That's why really we need to have that kind of sacrifice. Willingly, we have to pay the price. Then the result never run away from you. That's why Heavenly Father, to love all mankind. Even though God is omnipotent, omniscient God, almighty God, He showed the model. To love a human being, how much He put His 정성, His incredible devotion for each one of the human beings. If God did not pay the price, each one of the fallen human being, to restore them, God doesn't have any qualification to become human beings' parents. You see, it is an important point. Heavenly Honey, please read.
A person who gives something expecting to receive something in return is not a true owner of love. The person who gives and forgets is the true center of love. If we want to make this earth into a world of peace It must be full of people who live this way with this kind of thinking. Otherwise, a world of peace is just an impossible dream. That is why I'm telling you to sacrifice for others.
Thank you, Heavenly Honey. You know, wow, our home demonin, she is a really true model how to raise up her child, how to raise up true mother. She puts so much 정성, so much heart, so much sacrifice, incredible sacrifice. Father, he also saying here, love and peace begin with sacrifice. In that sense, you should know that world peace begins with the true sacrifice. Without paying the price, without sacrifice, it is impossible dream we can reach to world peace. That's why we really willingly, happily, we need to pay the price. Then we can understand the value of true love and sacrifice. And today's youth ministry, how to leave behind benefit from the position of a servant. Heavenly Honey, please read.
Matthew 25, verses 14 to 30. The parable of the bags of gold. Again, it will be like a man going on a journey who called his servants and entrusted his wealth to them. To one he gave 5 bags of gold, to another 2 bags, and to another 1 bag, each according to his ability. Then he went on his journey. The man who had received 5 bags of gold went at once and put his money to work and gained 5 bags more. So also the one with 2 bags of gold gained 2 more. But the man who had received 1 bag went off, dug a hole in the ground, and hid his master's money. After a long time, the master of those servants returned and settled accounts with them. The man who had received 5 bags of gold brought the other 5. Master, he said, you entrusted me with 5 bags of gold. See, I have gained 5 more. His master replied, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness. The man with 2 bags of gold also came. Master, he said, you entrusted me with 2 bags of gold? See, I have gained 2 more. His master replied, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness. Then the man who had received 1 bag of gold came. Master, he said, I knew that you are a hard man, harvesting where you have not sown and gathering where you have not scattered seed. So I was afraid and went out and hid your gold in the ground. See, here is what belongs to you. His master replied, you wicked, lazy servants. So you knew that I harvest where I have not sown and gather where I have not scattered seed. Well then, you should have put my money on deposit with the bankers so that when I returned, I would have received it back with interest. So take the bag of gold from him and give it to the one who has 10 bags. For whoever has will be given more, and they will have an abundance. Whoever does not have, even what they have will be taken from them. And throw that worthless servant outside into the darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
Wow. Thank you, Heavenly Honey. here talking about here, okay, Matthew chapter 25, 15, verse 15 here. To one, he gave 5 bags of gold. To the other, to another 2 bags. And to another 1 bag. Here pointed the red color here. Each according to his ability. Then he went on his journey. Each according to his ability. This Bible verse helped me so much. Many people just compare, why my ability is like that? Why I cannot become president? Why I cannot become rich man? Why someone doing well? Why I cannot do? Why only I carry on small job? Someone is much bigger job. That kind of the comparison. I completely liberated because of this Bible verse. Each one of the human being has their own ability and talent. No need to compare. No need to compare. Just appreciate what I receive from Heavenly Father. You see, someone have the 5 bags of gold. Someone have the two bags of the gold. Someone have the 1 bag of the gold. But when they make the profit, and then the owner treat them equally, and then praise them. Well done, good and faithful servant. That's why, what kind of ability do you have? What kind of gift given by God? Important thing is your attitude. Each person different character, different ability, different talent. Important thing is how do I appreciate what I receive from heaven? This is a very, very important point. But God, at the end, God treat equally and praise them, recognize them. And then God said, well done, good and faithful servant. This is a very important point about. Okay, today here I'd like to mention how to leave behind benefit from the position of a servant. First, everyone is bestowed a God-given talent as they are born. That's why do not compare. The figure of speech for the word talent in the Bible actually means that from God's perspective, if we take responsibility for our talent, whether it is great or small, and leave behind some benefit, then the truth is that heaven treated everyone equally. Thus, there is no need to compare your talent with others. Do not blame your fate. Do not blame your destiny. Do not compare with someone. Why someone have great talent? Why I have a small talent? Each one of us have the different talent. We are unique beings. We are same children of God. Does not matter what kind of job you have. Does not matter your job is big or small. We are children of God. Each one of those human beings very, very precious. Someone become scientist. Someone become artist. Someone become politician, become parliament member, or speaker of a house and president. Someone have a very, very small job. Does not matter what kind of job you have. Does not matter what kind of size of job you have. Understand what I'm talking about? Important thing is, how can I become true man or true woman. Our common point does not matter, big job or small job. Our common point through my talent, through my ability. How can I become true man or true woman? How can I become filial son or filial daughter? This is the point. When we enter the heaven, does not matter what kind of external job you have, how much money do you have, how much property do you have. Who can enter kingdom of heaven? Who truly become true man or true woman? Who really became filial son or filial daughter? Who really become true children? Who really become true brothers and sisters? Who really become true husband and wife? Who really become true parents? That is our common and eternal our task or goal. My brothers and sisters, do not compare externally. No, most of the fallen men always compare. Oh, she's much, much beautiful than me. He is much, much handsome than me. He is taller than me. He has more money than me. What are you talking about? God does not care anything about that. But God cares only what kind of person should be. Did I really become true son or daughters? Kingdom of heaven only accept true man or true woman, filial son and filial daughter, true children, true husband and wife, true siblings, and true parents. That's why this Bible verse helped me so much. Actually, I have my life-changing experience because of this Bible verse. When I understand this point, I no more compare anymore. I need to focus on my internal growth. I need to focus on my eternal goal. How can I become true self? How can I become true children? How can I become true brothers and sisters? Then I can love anyone, any color, any nationality, what kind of the background does not matter. And finally, reach to true parents like a true father and true mother. Actually, this Bible verse is really amazing, guiding us. Jesus' word is really amazing. I completely liberate since I understand this Bible verse. Servants are the people who fulfill tasks given by their master. Through those tasks, the goal of the servant is to reach the position of the child. If through his work the servant brings in good benefit, then he will reach the position of an owner. There are two types of responsibility in order to leave behind benefit. One is to create benefit by helping your central figure. The other one is to take full ownership of the property. That is to take charge for the master's property and fulfill its responsibility independently. This is very interesting. To leave behind benefit while serving your central figure, you should be entrusted by those around you. You should do your organization work, your woman federation or affiliated organization, UPF or YSP, whatever, CAP. Okay? Your organization work as if it were your own, and by helping your peers work, you should receive praise and recognition. When true father was in prison, his job was to tie straw bags of fertilizer. If he finished with his own quota, but others had not, he would help them finish their bags. And to the father's team, always reach to their team quarter. This is how we leave behind benefit. Father is an amazing man. When he was in prison, he realized that, what is my mission? What is my mission? Helping others in such a difficult situation. He helping other persons quarter. Of course, he do his own things. And then, he share his food for others. At that kind of current situation, he knows how to leave behind benefit from such kind of position. It is really amazing. That's why when you relate to your own brothers and sisters, when you relate to your own mission, always need to think how to leave behind the benefit from the position. What kind of benefit? Benefit of love. You need to accumulate the result of the true love. Then your spiritual body growing and growing and growing, finally become true man or true woman. Rather than setting limitation by thinking that my work is my work and your work is yours, we can leave behind benefit by always taking on interest in one another and cooperating so that the entire team is successful. That's why I need to have a teamwork. Not just only teamwork. Team spirit also important, but each one of us always need to think how can help others, how to live for others. What's the best way to leave behind benefit from the position? You need to live for the sake of others. You need to sacrifice yourself. Otherwise, we cannot make benefit of true love. True Father, by sharing a bowl of rice in Hungnam prison, he always fulfilled his responsibility to leave behind the benefit of love. That's why one who received some rice from True Father, he had unforgettable memory forever. That's why those who, those who stayed in Hungnam prison together with the Father, then everybody testified that Reverend Moon, he's a saint in the prison. He was a saint in the prison. Then he get out from the prison. He can do more than that. Wow. In such miserable situation, he sharing a bowl of rice. He helping other person's quota to fulfill his portion of responsibility. This is really amazing. This is the way how to leave behind the benefit of true love from the position of a servant. The secret to entering the kingdom of heaven is to always leave behind the benefit of love no matter what your situation is. You must always live your life leaving behind benefit by giving a lot of love to the people around you and make an unforgettable memory or impression. God scolded he who did not leave any benefit of love, saying, "What an evil and lazy servant," and took away everything he had and gave it to those who did leave behind benefit. My brothers and sisters need to know about that. Many people say equal. The kingdom of heaven is, in terms of the true love, is, you need to know that someone cannot make the benefit of true love, and then how to say, take it away, and then take away and give to somebody who can make benefit. Wow. That's why. If you do not make the benefit of true love, surely God take away everything, what you have, and give other person. Even business world also same things. That's what's our mission. Our mission while we are on the earth. How can we leave behind the benefit of true love? Whatever I do, even though you are doing business mission, political mission, UPF mission, Women Federation mission, or YSP mission, even though work outside or inside, it does not matter. Our final goal is what? How can I make the benefit of true love? The Bible says that we would be cursed if we do not leave behind benefit. In other words, if we did not any record of love in our lives of faith, therefore, life of faith is to give endlessly, to sacrifice for the sake of others, and to leave behind the benefit of love. That's why the more accumulate the result of true love, my spirit always growing and growing and growing, and then finally become true man or true woman. That's why, my brothers and sisters, always our lifestyle, what is that? Always giving and giving and giving and giving and forget. And sacrificing and sacrificing and sacrificing and sacrificing and forget what I have sacrificed, still want to sacrifice more. Unconditionally. Unconditionally. This is the way to leave behind benefit of true love. This Bible verse is really, really incredible guidance. Since I understood about this Bible verse, I don't want to compare anymore. I just want to focus on my spiritual growth. My fundamental goal, my final goal is to become God's real son or God's real daughter. And finally, reaching to the level of true parents, I can embrace everybody as my brothers and sisters. My brothers and sisters, I talked to you just now. How to leave behind benefit from the position of a servant. Thank you very much.
This morning, and yes, true love without sacrifice. I think we know true parents are the most sacrificial people, and that's why each and every one of us have an incredible experience of feeling deeply in love with our true parents as well as our heavenly parents. And you know, God has given us, each and every one of us, a golden touch. This gold that we have, this talent that we are holding within ourselves, so then it's so important that we are able to share that to the world and make the best use of it so that God can be happy, and so can our brothers and sisters. So thank you, Dr. Yong, once again for that amazing message. And at this time, we'd like to break out into breakouts to be able to share your insights and inspirations and any takeaways. And of course, if you're joining here alone, then please take this time to also reflect if you wish to. So let us go into our breakouts. And welcome back, brothers and sisters. I hope you had a great time sharing your insights and what you were able to take away from Dr. Yong's eternal guidance this morning. And to share with the group, I'd like to first invite up Mrs. Hermione Okoth. So Mrs. Okoth, if you can please unmute yourself and share at this time.
Oh, thank you. Yes, as I was sharing, I will say what really stood to me this morning with what Dr. Young was teaching us this morning. It's a how to live behind the benefit from the position of a servant. When I read the story of our true parents, true father in Hanam prison, I was very touched by that because he was the task they used to be given when they go to the camp. He was the first, he do it and he finish his and help others. And even where he used to sleep, many people never like to sleep next to the toilet because everybody, stepping on them when they are going and the smell or the two parents have to go to sleep in that uncomfortable place. With love, and they try to clean, and always everybody really was touched with his attitude, with the bowl of rice, as Dr. Young was sharing, telling us, that touched me. And all the time, anything I do in my life, I always resonate to that, So anything I do, I was like, wow, I have to just have that kind of attitude. When you're in the position of sacrifice, I just do it nice. I just wanted to leave something behind. I just want to do it that the way that when I leave the place, somebody else come, the person like, oh wow, I like this. And I was also sharing with him that it also goes even with my job, being a beautician. I'm a hairstylist. I do facial, makeup, all that. Anybody who sat on my chair and when I'm actually touching that person here, I do it with love. I wanted to put a smile on the face of those people, give them a positive energy.
Beautiful. Thank you, Amin. Thank you, Okos. 감사합니다.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mrs. Okoth. And next, to share, I'd like to invite up Mrs. Barbara Mosley Marks. So Mrs. Marks, if you can please unmute yourself at this time and share.
Oh, yeah, I was in with Dr. Young. But I was explaining that since I came to the United States of America, this is my best July 4th because I never had such a July 4th where Dr. Young explained not to compare with anybody else. Appreciate your ability and talents that God gave you and use it. Do not blame your faith and destiny. Each one of us has different talents. We are unique. Still, we are all God's children. So the important thing is, how can I become a true woman, a true daughter, a true sister, and ultimately a true parent? And one other thing among many I learned is that by accomplishing my quota or portion of responsibility, I am helping the group around me. So like True Father in Hunan Prison, help to complete the group quota, not just my own, but for the sake of others as well. So I'm so grateful to Dr. Young, and I promised him this morning that I will take care of my health and sing. He said, I want to hear you sing more often. So I promised him, okay, because of you, I will sing, and especially This Land Is Mine, because that's his favorite.
Yeah.
So I also pray for Dr. Young every day, even though on my Jack Sarang list, I know he loves all of us, but he's on my Jack Sarang list, so I can pray for him every day. So I am so grateful also to True Mother, for sending him here, because not only I benefit, but we all benefit. And each presentation, we all receive something to heal our own spirits and to grow our spirit. So I have hope for America. Thank you, Dr. Young.
Thank you so much, Mama Barbara, for your sharing. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Young.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Marks. And thank you everyone for sharing and really expressing your love and appreciation for each other, as well as just what you were able to gain from this morning devotion. Because yes, there's so much that we can be able to receive through God's words. And so, which is why I really want to encourage us to continue sharing more morning heart devotion to each and every person in this world, because they deserve, as God's children, they deserve to hear their Heavenly Parents' words through Dr. Yong. And also, if you can turn your attention towards the chat, there will be a link for the donation page, which will continue to fuel and give a lot of extra push for this morning devotion ministry to continue, as well as you can be able to see the website on at the bottom of my screen if you are joining by Facebook or YouTube. And with that, brothers and sisters, to welcome up the musical offering, I'd like to invite up Mrs. Debbie Priest. So Mrs. Priest, if you can please unmute yourself at this time.
Oh, Debbie! Wow, beautiful.
Hi, Dr. Yong.
Yes.
It's great to see everybody. So the song that I'm going to sing today, it's not an original song, but it's my original arrangement of a song. It's a patriotic song, America the Beautiful. And I know someone sang it just a couple weeks ago, but my version is different. And my version is a more, I guess you'd call it soulful version. It's a longing version, longing for the true ideal of America, of what America was meant to be, to fulfill that potential. Even though externally, as we all know, America is so beautiful with the mountains and where you live, Dr. Young, but then, just an hour and a half away is New York City, where we see the desperation of so many people and such conditions that people live in and the way that they live. So this song is a longing, and it's also a calling out to America to fulfill your potential and become the country that God bless and that God wants this country to become. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber ways of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for for patriotry that sees beyond the years. Thine alabaster cities gleam undimmed by human tears. America, America, God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Wow, thank you. Very sweet and very patriotic song. Thank you so much. 감사합니다, 데비.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Priest. That was really soothing and beautiful. And just like how our nation is meant to be. So thank you so much. So, and with that, brothers and sisters, I'd like to close up this morning heart devotion experience in prayer. So I'd like to invite up our brother Samuel Miranda. If you can please unmute yourself and offer the prayer at this time.
Yeah, please join me in prayer. Hey God, good morning. Happy Independence Day. We reflect today on the birth of America, such a providential nation that you have so much hope for and so much purpose for, Heavenly Parent. And we're just so blessed to be able to continue to invest in our life of faith, to become true leaders of this nation, so that we can carry on your will that you have so desperately wanted for this nation. Today, through Dr. Yong, and through you, we receive the guidance of the importance of leaving behind a benefit or a legacy of love, God. No matter where we go in life, no matter when we part this life, when we parent, what can't be taken away is the love that we have invested in our communities, in our families, and within ourselves as well. So just I pray that we can spend our days with you today. We can have a lot of fun. It's Independence Day. We can really reflect on the purpose of America today and come together as families and as communities during this time. So you want to pray this in my name, in all of our names, Samuel Miranda, son of Josualdo Miranda, blessed your family. Adieu.
아주 사무엘 미란다와 세컨젠 감사합니다.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you, Sam, for your wonderful prayer. And with that, Dr. Yong, thank you so much for your guidance this morning. Thank you, everyone, for joining Morning Heart Devotion today. Whether it be fireworks or barbecue, I pray and hope that you guys will have a wonderful time with your families. Beautiful Sunday. Have a blessed day. And God bless you all.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Independence Day.